Have you ever thought about making a cryptocurrency trading bot? I know I have, but I've never had the time. Now that we're in lockdown, I've decided to make my own. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what I've been doing this weekend. I've been using Laravel and PHP to try and create a cryptocurrency trading bot. So the first thing that I did when I was looking into creating a trading bot is just have a look at the charts really and see where there is potential to do trades. And the thing that I wanted to create is just like a simple program that just looked at the average price. So let's have a look at on this Bitcoin chart now. In the last few days, it's gone into a bit of a spike, but before that, it was trading quite constantly around this area. So I just wanted a program that would literally define this like average line like this, and then if it went enough below it, it would buy a certain amount of Bitcoin, and then when it goes a certain percentage that I define above it, it would sell it straight away without me having to do anything. So the first thing that I thought about doing was I'd used Coinbase before, so I thought, I wonder if they've got an API that I could use. So I started having a look at the API and it looks pretty simple, to be honest. So the first thing I did was just create, which one did I use? Yeah, I just use this prices endpoint. So I'll show you what I've got so far, and then I'll talk you through what my thinking was behind it. So basically, all I did was, let's have a look. So I've just got a model called crypto, which is the different currencies. And then I've got a model called price, which records the price against that crypto. The transaction one I didn't actually end up using in the end, but I'll tell you why in a minute. So I created some migrations. So the cryptos are just literally a name, like BTC or ETH. And then I just did another migration which populates it with all the cryptos that I wanted to track. Because I thought there's more chance of me being able to trade below the average if I'm monitoring more than just Bitcoin. So I thought I'd just do a few of the top ones that you can trade on the platform that I'm using. So then, then I just did a migration for the prices table, which literally is just the crypto ID from the other table and then the price. The transactions I don't use, like I said. So let's have a look at my. This command is been through a few iterations now, but I started off with literally just pulling the list of cryptocurrencies. Sorry about the formatting, by the way. I've opened this up in Sublime and it's just totally different formatting. Let me just fix that. So it gets all the list of cryptocurrencies and then loops through each one and then creates a new price entry against each one using this get price function. And I had a bit of trouble with this because I started using the Coinbase API, but it was a bit behind what the actual price was. So I started looking into Coinbase Pro. So at first I was using this Coinbase API, and then I found this Coinbase Pro, which literally has like to the second prices. So the only problem is some of the less well-known cryptocurrencies were not on Coinbase Pro, so I had to use a mixture of the two. So basically, if it's one that can't be done on Coinbase Pro, I just use this get normal price. So they all come to this get price function, and if it's one of these that are listed here, it gets the Pro price, which is from Coinbase Pro. and if not, it'll just return from the normal Coinbase API what the price is. And the reason I wanted to track those as well is just in case I notice that something's gone really low or really high, I can just invest in it through the Coinbase app if I wanted to. So yeah, so let's get back to the top. So once it adds that entry, so it's added the price entry, it comes to this next function, which is the average method. And this has got a bit of a mess because I've just been prototyping it, but basically I just wanted it to spit out, like when I was testing it, I wanted it to this bit here. So I just wanted it to spit out. I'll show you in a minute what it does. So what this bit does, it gets the average prices for the week, which have actually changed now to the last 3 days. And then it gets the average price on the day, and then the average price on the hour. And then what we do then is we work out what the percentage is of the average on each of those timescales. So this is the weekly percentage of the average. So if it's above 100%, it means it's over the average, and if it's below 100%, it's below the average. And then this is just for like when I've been testing it, basically just to output it to the command line. And then I've commented the rest out for now because I just want to show you how it works so far. Basically this bit's just because I send out a notification to my iPhone, so I didn't want it to be waking me up in the middle of the night, so I've just put a time limit on when it notifies me. So I'll show you what it does with this lower bit commented out. So we just look at our table now with the prices. There's nothing in there. So then if we do just get price command, and then you can see it's going through each different cryptocurrency, getting the price. Basically, everything's going to be 100% of the average because there's no other prices to compare them to at the minute. This is just in my test database. I've got this hosted on like a DigitalOcean server, which is really cheap. And if you look in the description of this video, there's a link for you to get some free credits, so you can create your own server for free. And then, so yeah, if I run this again now, if any of the prices have changed, then it should give me, yeah, so some of these are saying 99%. So this one's changed, so it's giving me a different, so that one's below the average now because there's 2 prices, and this second time I ran it, it was below it. So if you just look in this table now, we've got the list. So we've got 13 cryptocurrencies every time it runs. And basically, I started off running this every 30 minutes. But then after a day or so, I noticed when you look at what can happen in 30 minutes in cryptocurrency, it's too much. So it's like this, like all this spike happens in like, well, that one's like an hour, but some of the other like currencies, like this dip here, like sometimes my program would just completely ignore that dip because it'd just be getting one here and one here or something. So I've done it so that it runs every minute now. So if we just run it again, it should. Obviously, I need to let this run a few days to get some data before I can test it properly. So I'll just move on now to the bit. I've actually made it so that it buys and sells automatically as well. So I've commented this out because I don't want it to actually buy any while I'm just showing you. So right, what this top bit does is it says if it's one of these cryptocurrencies which I can buy on Coinbase Pro. Because if you look, I'm in the UK at the minute, So it only actually lets me trade these. I think if I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comments. But yeah, so there's only these 5 that I can actually trade at the minute automatically. I did play about with using Bitcoin as the like base currency and then trading other cryptocurrencies against that, which I might revisit if this doesn't work out too good. But so yeah, it sees if it's one of those that is allowed to be traded, and then basically I say these numbers here need tweaking. I've just been playing about with them, but if it's up to 5% higher than the week average, then it can buy. If it's 99% of the day average, so 1% lower than the average on that day in the last 24 hours, and bear in mind that I'm recording the price every minute, so there's quite a lot of entries to average out. And then in the last hour, if it's below 99%, so it's literally like just below the average line. I did this so close to the average line because I'm guessing that crypto will just keep going up eventually. So I didn't want to get to a point where it just stopped buying at all. But I'll probably do a recap video and show you how it performs and if it performs. And I'll probably have to change these numbers, so I'll let you know in the next video that I'll look at this, what the numbers are that worked best. But yes, so what that does then, it calls this other command that I created. And I know in programming, like, this is not the best way to do it, but I just wanted it to be I just wanted it so that I could just do PHP artisan buy crypto and then put a name in if I wanted to just manually create a buy and then have it automatically set a sell that's a percentage higher. I'll show you what I mean. So let's have a look at that command. So this is my buy crypto command. So you just put PHP artisan buy crypto and then give it like BTC or ETH. And then what it does is firstly it looks at my balance. So it'll use the endpoint on Coinbase Pro and it'll look at this GBP balance. So it's actually just bought quite a few bits while I've been recording this video. So the time now is just past 1:30. So it's been buying quite a few bits. So I hope this is not messed up, but I'll let you know anyway. So basically it checks that my my GBP balance is above £10, just because I wanted to just make sure I've got enough for the fees and stuff like that. So let's have a look. So yeah, I'll just go back to this. So yeah, £12. So it checks that my balance is above £12. This is where I set the buy amount. So every time it buys some cryptocurrency, how much in pounds that I want it to buy. So it will always buy £10. And if we have a look at what it's just done, it should have been buying. I'm not sure how you see actually. Oh yeah, so these are the ones it's just. So these are the orders. So it's just bought £10 of Ether, £10 of Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. It's been going through like buying a few, literally like in the last few minutes, which I was. If I was sounding a bit panicked, it's because my phone was vibrating saying buying this, buying that. So, yeah, so it's literally just done all these now. So basically, yeah, it buys £10 worth every time it does it. And I just did this so it's easier to work out because basically if you have a look, the fee is 0.5. So the fee is 0.05%. 0.5% fee. So out of £10, that's 5p. and then it's 5p to sell it as well once you sell it. So I'll show you why that's relevant in a second. And then what I had to do next, basically this method just buys the cryptocurrency. So basically just sets, I actually need to change that. So it actually gets the funds from that. Like I say, I've just been playing about with it. So yeah, it's basically I don't know if you know, but I don't know much about trading, so I had to literally learn what the different types of trades are. But if you don't know, a market trade is where it just literally buys it now at whatever price it is. So that's what I used for this. So it literally just says whatever crypto it gets given, buy £10 worth of it instantly, no matter what price it's at. But we know the price from looking at it every minute. And then this just goes to Coinbase Pro API and just buys. There's quite a bit of complex authentication that if anybody wants me to go through that, just let me know in the comments and I'll do another video on it. But it's a bit long-winded for this video. Yeah, so that buys £10 worth. And then if we just go back to the top. So once it's bought £10 worth, I had to sleep it for a certain amount of time just to make sure that that order's gone through before we do the next part. I know you could do this with like queuing and stuff or checking that the order's gone through, but I was just literally just doing it as fast as I could just to prototype it. So then what we do next is we get the order ID from that order that we just bought, and then we're giving it a few seconds for it to process. And then once it's processed, we get a bit more information from it. So we get the filled size, which, if I can remember rightly, is how much of the cryptocurrency you've bought. And then basically what I do is I define a price where I want to sell it. So here what I'm doing is I'm saying I've bought it at this price and I want to times it by, I want to add 4% onto that, and then I'm happy to sell it at that price. So the fees add up to 1% overall. So this means that I'd be making 3% profit every time it trades successfully. So then, yeah. So once it's done that, it creates a sell. And basically, what I did on this one, so that I don't have to keep a record of everything, I just did a limit transaction, a limit trade, which means that you can set it in Coinbase Pro to say if the price gets to this price, then sell it, and it just stays like that until it sells. So if you have a look at these, what I've literally just bought while we've been doing the video. So this one here, as soon as it bought that, it waited 8 seconds, and then it created a sell, a limit sell. So it's saying when the price gets to 177.54, sell, and that'll just stay open until it sells. So it's like kind of self-regulating. I don't need to keep. That's why I don't need the transactions table, because this, as soon as it buys some, it sets a sell order, and I can just forget about it, and then I'll know when I can buy some more, because in my GBP balance, it will go back up above that £12 limit, and then it'll start buying some more. So it's pretty cool. I don't literally could just forget about it, and I could never lose out really, but it might not ever sell if it goes down, obviously. So I could lose out that way, but I'd still have the cryptocurrency there. So then once it's done that, it just basically, I don't know if you've ever heard of ifthatthenthis.com. It's basically just a website where you can pull together different APIs, and they've got a really nice. So you can basically, what I've done is you can send a notification to your iPhone. So once it buys some, I can send a webhook with a little bit of data in it. just this here, and it'll ping up on my iPhone like just bought this much at this amount, which was what was happening earlier, which I don't know if you could hear the panic in my voice, but it pinged about 10 times in about a minute. So we'll have to see if that actually sells. I'll let you know in the next video if all those ones sell that it bought. So let's go back to our original. So that's the buy side of it, and then after that, then the ones I thought I still want to know about the other cryptocurrencies, even though I can't automatically buy and sell them. I want to know if, obviously, if it just dips like 50% in one day, I want to be able to buy some, because it might go up and then might make some money. So basically, between those start and end dates that I set, so between 7 in the morning UTC time and 11:30 at night, it will send me a notification if any of these. Where's it gone? Yeah. So if any of the cryptocurrencies fall below 95% of the average, it will ping my phone, and I can go on Coinbase and have a look and maybe buy some. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just run that. Oh, actually, I better comment it out. Yeah, so once like now where it's just bought a load of cryptocurrencies, it won't do anything else because the balance has gone below 12. So I don't have to be worried about it just getting out of control and buying like unlimited amount of Bitcoin or whatever. As soon as it goes below 12, it'll just cut off, and then when these, where's it gone? So then when these open like sell transactions go through, the balance will be topped up again, and then it can start buying more. So yeah, it's just going to be a bit of trial and error, really, just seeing how it performs. I have done a bit of playing about with it, and it did buy and then sell some yesterday. If, as you can see here, it was buying and selling and making about, I think it was like 1 or 2% profit. So, but yeah, I'm not going to put any more money in this account. So we'll make a note of this price, and then in the next video I'll leave it a week or two, and we'll have another look at it and see if it's made any money. If there's anything in the video that you think is total rubbish and I don't know what I'm on about, you're probably right, but just let me know in the comments and I'll try and address it in the next video. Or if you want me to go into more detail about how to authenticate and communicate with the Coinbase API, then I can do that as well. Just yeah, if you want to see what happens, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you can see when my next video is, and give the video a like, seeing as I'm risking my money playing about. But yeah, I'll let you know if it makes any money. I'll see you in the next video.